Yeah.
Hello, I'm Camila, and we have Nicole and Yelena. We will be doing a teaching session on fall prevention. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. MP. My name is Camila, and I will be your nurse for today.
Hi, Camila. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Camila.
How are you feeling, Mr. MP?
I'm feeling okay so far.
Okay, that's great. After reviewing your profile, we have discussed about your signs and symptoms due to your fall, specifically your hematoma on your left forehead. And now we are going to discuss how we can prevent this incident from happening in the future.
Okay, sounds good.
Good to hear that. Before we start, I just want to ask you and your wife a few questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so first, Mr. MP, Mrs. MP, were you there when the incident happened?
Yes, I was there, and the way he hit his head concerns me a lot.
Okay, we will examine Mr. MP and see what kind of injuries he acquired. Mr. MP, can you tell me more about how you fell? Was the floor slippery, or did you step on something like a bar of soap, or did you feel dizzy? Did you got up really fast or moved really fast? What made you fall?
Yeah, well, I was showering, and when I got up to grab my towels, my feet slipped, and I fell in a bathtub. And at the same time, I think I moved really fast and I couldn't hold myself.
I've always been worried that might happen, so I always tell him to get up slowly and grab onto something whenever he reaches for any object.
Mrs. MP, I completely understand your concerns by looking at Mr. MP's vitals. In addition to that, I can see that Mr. MP has a bit of a higher blood pressure. Mr. MP, did you always have a high blood pressure?
Yes, I do, but it is not normally this high.
Okay. Have you been seeing your doctor in regards to this?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Do you have any pain right now?
No, not right now.
Okay, so what we will do next is a physical examination of your head. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, great. So I will be examining, which will contain some minor touching of your skull. Can you let me know if you feel any pain?
Yeah, sure, I will.
Okay, great. By looking at your charts, in addition to these, I can see that you will be discharged today. But before you leave, we will go through a few things to prevent this incident from happening again. Mrs. MP, you can be part of this as well, and maybe you can help Mr. MP to follow our teaching sessions.
Yeah, sure, I can definitely reinforce him and make sure to strictly follow.
Okay, great. So we will briefly talk about certain things that can cause fall and measures to take to prevent it. I would like Mr. MP to keep examining his head and to keep an eye on his symptoms of getting his situation getting better instead of getting worse.
Okay, but before we proceed, I would like to ask if falling is a normal occurrence when we get old.
Good question. But even though fall is very common, mostly in elderly, I would say that yes, because as we get old, some of our body's strengths get weakened. However, there are some strategies that will help to prevent falls.
Okay, I understand. So what are some examples of the strategies?
All right. So here are some examples. The things you can do to prevent falls is by cleaning your clutter, repair or remove tripping hazards. Maybe you can install grab bars and handrails to hold on to, especially going up the stairs and bathrooms. Also, I recommend using a tub transfer bench, a shower chair, a grab bars, and a handled shower head to prevent slipping and falling in the shower. It is also recommended that you add a non-slip mat to your bathtub and use a non-slip mat to prevent falls. Maybe if you can try to move more carefully or possibly slowly, always keep a night light on. I recommend to use the ones that are motion sensitive because it is more convenient and safer, as it turns on automatically as soon as you get up from your bed or whenever you walk in the hallway. Also, by making sure that the floor is not wet and all the carpets are fixed firmly to the floor so they won't slip. And in addition to these, also have a large printed emergency numbers around the house in case an accident happen and your wife is not there. In addition to that, using an assistive devices when walking, and also keep your glasses available when you need them.
Okay, Camila, thank you. And I will make sure to follow these strategies and make sure to buy mobility devices to prevent myself from falling. And from now on, of course, I'm going to wear my glasses.
We will buy a walker or a crane later after you get discharged. I will also make sure to remove any objects that may cause my husband to fall.
That's good. So how do both of you feel about applying these changes that we've discussed?
I would say that most of them are easy to follow, and I think it is doable.
Great. Let's see what you have remembered from what we discussed today.
Okay, today I learned that there are a lot of things I can do to prevent myself from falling again, including removing the clutters, making sure that cords are tied up or out of walking paths, and making sure that all loose rugs are fixed on the floor to avoid tripping. And I will also start to using a mobility device to help me to avoid falling or tripping.
Yes, and also we will definitely install grab bars and put shower chairs in the bathroom so that this will never happen again. I will make sure to check and remove any hazards as soon as we get home.
Great job. Since you and your wife understands and were able to identify hazards and demonstrate ways to prevent falls in your household, I will also give you a printed visual and a brochure that will help you to understand more about what we've discussed today. Okay, there is a brochure.
Okay, thank you, Camila.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. and Mrs. MP. As long as you follow these safety prevention guides, the possibility of fall occurrence becomes lesser. If you have any further questions to ask, you can give us a call or you can contact your family doctor. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you very much, Camila, for this useful session. And I think this strategy will help me to prevent myself from the fall in the future.
Goodbye and have a nice day to you as well. And thank you for your help.
Thank you. Bye-bye.